Hello and welcome to the Art and Industry Podcast. My name is Daniel Lopez. I am in Recording Arts, Bachelor's of Science at Full Sail University. Today I will be interviewing a fellow student of mine, John Garcia, who is also in the Recording Arts degree at Full Sail University. Now John, the first question, what do you see as the role of the visual arts in our mass-mediated world, particularly in our profession? So the music industry.
Well, visual arts go hand in hand with music and sound. It helps broaden the idea being portrayed in many ways. For instance, in a concept album, if the band or writers are telling a story and they want you to see what their portrayal of the character looks like to help understand the emotion being driven by the music, they can have a professional 3D graphic artist put them together for them. This greatly helps the concept and involves more than just musicians.
Fantastic answer, John. Let's move on to the next question. With communications and media technologies, imagery is almost instantly available. Do you believe that this has a positive or negative influence on the industry? Provide an example. Tell us a little bit about how you feel and why you feel that way.
It has its pros and cons. First off, animation has been taken to a level that is far beyond anything we would have imagined 40 years ago. We wouldn't have this if it weren't for media technologies. Secondly, I like to be able to find images of people and events happening all around the world. It gives you the power of research and the ability to identify things, good or bad, like a relief mission in Africa or the chaos in the Middle East. These images can be uploaded and viewed immediately. Now the problem we face is we don't know if we are actually seeing all of the story or just a piece. For example, if we see an image on the internet of a scene in the Middle East of a wounded man being taken in by the authorities, we assume the government is the one to blame. But what if the wounded man was committing an illegal act? Aside from the power of media, we have actual artistic pieces. For instance, a painted piece. You get the texture of a canvas, the technique of drying paint, the use of different oils, and the fineness of a brushstroke. When you see a real piece of art, it hits you in so many ways. When looking at a computer screen, it just doesn't have the same impact.
You make a very interesting point, John. I do agree with you that there is a disconnect between the imagery that we see and the art that we see as far as visual arts. It's a very interesting point of view. Thank you for that. Let's move on to the next question. What popular images are frequently rechanneled throughout the entertainment industry, specifically our entertainment industry, the music industry?
There are so many, but the main ones are trademark logos. They have taken over entirely. Logos are the strongest and most recycled tactic used ever in advertising history, especially when the company has to do with self-indulgence and entertainment. The Coca-Cola logo hasn't changed since 1886, which clearly means it's working. Images such as these pop up everywhere all over the world. Movies, billboards, sponsored events, and even the occasional walking ad. You know, the guy with the big fat logo on his t-shirt telling everyone how much he loves that company.
Great answer, John. We're flying through these. But yeah, you make a very interesting point. What with globalism, the way that it is, trademark has gotten a little outrageous. And I would agree with you that they are the most popular rechanneled images throughout the entertainment industry. Let's move on to the next question. Are there any particular images that this industry has popularized and or created? So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, the faces of pop and rock stars. The labels go out of their way to let you know whom the person is that is singing and telling you how to feel. Think of all the famous artists out there. We know what they look like and connect that to their voice immediately. Nowadays, the producers at animation studios specifically pick voice actors of stars that we will recognize. For example, the animated kids movie Ice Age Continental Drift. The voice cast is flooded with Hollywood icons like Drake, Nicki Minaj, Queen Latifah, and even Jennifer Lopez.
Moving right along. So, question 5. Who's one of your favorite visual artists? And what is your favorite style of visual art?
Definitely got to be Salvador Dali. His specialty, of course, was surrealism. He dove so deeply into the idea of metaphor and symbolism. But more than that, his artistic talent and attentiveness to detail is what I like most about his work. He would paint images based on real-life situations, but would present them in his own world. One that I would personally be terrified of if I had ever gotten trapped there.
So last question, finally. Has knowledge of famous artworks influenced your creative process at all?
Definitely. I feel that every individual needs to find a source of inspiration to be fully creative. This allows you to open your mind up to new ideas and spin your own versions off of our forefathers' work. If we continually build on the past, we move forward and progress art in society and culture.
I would like to close in saying that this has been a fantastic interview. I think John has given us a lot of insight into the music industry and how art relates to it.